Hello, it's Mrs. Cindy again. Today I'm looking forward to working with you on multiplying with whole numbers. A section which I have the wrong one. Okay, multiply with whole numbers. Today what we're going to do is we're going to review a little bit of what I know you have learned in the past and just make sure that it's clean and that it's organized and that you're really showing all of the work that you need to. One suggestion that I have for you is to keep it organized on your paper, you would write like number 1. Then over here on the edge of your paper, you can have a line that goes down, preferably a straight line that goes down, where you can do any scratch work that you may need to do. Okay, so the organization and the order of these lines and columns will be here, but then your scratch work, of course, will be over here. So let's go ahead and look at an example. Let's say that I'm asking you to multiply 245 times 530. Okay. So in this, you're trying to keep it all lined up and you're showing any work that you need to show. So I'm going to go ahead and use a different color as I work through this problem. One thing that I would like you to do as well is to do a slight estimation real quick to estimate your answer. We just worked on that yesterday, and so it makes sense to work on it and continue to make sure that we have it close to the right answer. So 245, we would round down to 200. And then 530, we would round down to 500. 5 times 2 is 10. And then we have all of these extra zeros, these 4 zeros. So let me actually write it down here. 10 and then 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the 10 was the original. So our answer should be pretty close to 100,000. We had to round both of these down, so this will be pretty low in comparison, but that's what we're doing. So back over here, we have 0. And as you know, you work through. So 0 times 5, 0 times 4, 0 times 2. We could put all the zeros in, or we could just go ahead and put that 0 there as the placeholder and move on to the next one. So we're done this one. 3 times 5, 15. Carry the 0, 12, 13. Carry the 1. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7. Now, do you see how I'm trying to keep it pretty organized? Using this this tool is a little difficult, but anyways. So now I'm done 2 places, so I'm going to go ahead and put a 0 here and a 0 here. And I'm going to say 5 times 5. 5 times 5 is 25, so I'm going to put the 5 there, put the 2 here. Sometimes, because you're using pencil anyway, sometimes erasing these values can be helpful, especially if it's a really long problem. But back to this, 5 times 4 is 20, plus 2 is 22, so I'll put the 2 here, carry the 2, 5 times 2 is 10, plus 2 is 12, so I'm going to put that there. Okay, now I'm going to add these together, 0, 5 plus, add them together, 5 plus 0 is a 5. We have an 8, a 9, a 2, and a 1. We put our comma in. We check. Does that make sense? We're around 100,000. We are around 100,000. And in this case, if you are not necessarily a super organized person, you may have thrown this off a little. It may have shifted to the left or shifted to the right somehow. And you may get a number like 12,000 and somehow miss these numbers. And so that's why this estimation is really, really helpful. So that's how I want, again, we're just working on it. There wasn't much scratch work to do here, but still formatting it that so we can have that scratch work beside it. Let's say that you were having a hard time with 5 times 5 and you just needed to visualize it, like 5 times 5, okay, it's 25, something like that. Something that you have to visualize and put over here is what you would put there. There won't be much here because it's all a ones place times a ones place. But that's it for this chapter. Just practicing, estimating again, and enjoy yourself. And I look forward to seeing you soon.